Welcome to our malicious compliance, where we share stories of people conforming to the letter, but not the spirit of a request. He wanted all his stuff back, so I made sure he for everything. I posted this in our petty revenge, and a lot of people thought it would fit well here. I just copied and pasted right from my other post. Obligatory, I'm on mobile, so forgive me for formatting. So my last relationship was beyond bad. He was all sorts of abusive and controlling. At one point I had the strength to break up with him, but then we got back together after we discussed some things. Stupid, I know, but yeah, love and all that. Well, anyways, one of the things we agreed on was that he and I would stop drinking alcohol because he was beyond crazy aggressive when he drank, and I wanted to support his sobriety. This is really important. Fast forward about 8 months or so, and we got into a huge fight. And I not only broke up with him, I kicked him out of the house and told him he wasn't ever allowed back inside. We would been living together over a year at this point, so his mom got in touch with me about getting his stuff. While on the phone with her, I could hear him in the background saying, "Make sure they get everything I own or bought. I want it all back." Apparently, even stuff he gifted me he wanted back, but honestly, I didn't care. I was happy to get rid of anything related to him. While cleaning our room up and gathering everything, I started to come across numerous bottles and cans of alcohol. It seems he had been drinking again for a while and was hiding the evidence in the room. I mean, he was hiding them under the bed, in his guitar case, rolled up in his clothes, in some old backpacks of mine, and so on and so forth. He had said he wanted everything of his, so any bottle and the few unopened cans I found went straight into one of the garbage bags of his stuff. By the time I had gathered everything up, I had 3 bags of stuff, and one was basically all just the alcohol. Dropping them off was just so satisfying. He actually called moments after I left his parents' place ranting about how petty and immature I was being. My response? Well, you wanted all of your stuff back, and those definitely weren't mine. Plus, I figured you'd probably need a drink to deal with the breakup. I promptly ended the call and blocked him on everything. Most satisfying thing I have ever done. Ex-wife told me to remove all my stuff from her storage unit. So I did. My ex-wife and I split because she cheated. So our separation was quite tumultuous. She still hasn't apologized for the act of cheating and still denies it, even though I know beyond any reasonable doubt that she did. I was incredibly hurt at the time, and I'll admit I wasn't acting my best. But I still tried to treat her fairly. When she left, we agreed that she would take over the payment on our car because she needed it for work. Our other car was totally paid off, and I couldn't afford the payment on the one that she drove. But I agreed to leave my name on the loan because her credit didn't qualify. TBH, I didn't really have an alternative. I told her that she could keep it for as long as she made the payments, and that if she paid it off, I would immediately sign her over the title. But if she started flaking on the payments, I would have the car voluntarily repossessed. I also agreed to give her the washer and dryer on the condition that she take over the car payments. I had purchased the washer and dryer, but had no use for them because I lived in an apartment at the time. This is important for later. Well, we inevitably got into a disagreement over the parenting of our children. I can't remember exactly what it was about, TBH. And she randomly showed up with the car, handed me the keys, and said, "Have fun figuring out how to make the payments." She knew I couldn't afford them. and then ended with a "and get all your s asterisk 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 out of my storage unit." We hadn't finished untangling the mess of items in our jointly owned storage unit, but she wanted it done immediately because she was mad. So I did what she asked. I went over that day to get my shit out of our storage unit. While I was in there, I saw the washer and dryer sitting in the corner and immediately remembered that I had only given them to her on the condition that she pay off the car. So I took them. I had absolutely zero need for them at the time. But she had very specifically wanted my shit out of her storage unit. So who was I to argue? She called me a day later screaming about it, telling me that she had filed a police report. I just laughed, knowing they wouldn't do anything because it was my property. The story gets better. As it turns out, she was just angry and actually wanted the car back. Well, the day after she had dropped it off on me, I got into a freak accident and totaled it. Everyone was okay. So she ended up without a car, and I never had to make a single payment on it. The universe wanted to maliciously comply with her demands. How I almost ruined the Christmas concert. I was a senior in high school when this happened. We had a music teacher who hated me for some reason. I'm not sure why, because I never acted up in class and was in both band and chorus voluntarily. My flute playing skills are okay, but I have a pretty great singing voice. Not a next winner of AGT singing voice, but pretty good. I have been singing pretty much since I could talk. I have good breath support, project well, and have a decent range. One day before chorus practice, the music teacher comes to me and says, "I need you to blend with everyone. I don't want to hear your voice over anyone else's." My face turned about 18 shades of red, but I managed to say through clenched teeth, "Okay, sure, no problem." So we start practice. She starts playing the piano, there is the cue, and I open my mouth to sing as per usual, only almost nothing comes out. Mind you, I am singing just so quietly that only the person sitting next to me can hear me. It was a disaster. Half the room missed the cue to start singing. Several people are staring at me. You can hear the alto section better than the soprano section, my section, so there is no strong melody. The tenors and bass might as well not even be in the room. She stops playing about halfway through when it becomes apparent that nobody knows the song or their cues without me singing at my normal volume. She's glaring at me and I'm staring straight back at her like, what? She starts again. Periodically she's looking up from the piano at me, but like I said, I was singing, so she never caught me just sitting there not moving my mouth like she clearly wanted to. Practice proceeded in this fashion for a painful hour. It was the same for every song that we tried, missed cues, barely audible singing all around, and the music teacher's face getting redder and redder. At the end of that class, she came to me again and asked me why I wasn't singing. I told her that I was singing, but she wanted me to blend in so I couldn't sing very loud or she would be able to hear me above other people. And that it wasn't my fault that she couldn't hear anyone else. She angrily turned to the person I shared music with, but she backed me up and said that she could hear me singing. Nothing she could do. This went on for weeks. She tried everything to improve the performance of everyone else. She had us move our chairs closer. She mixed alto and soprano. She had us all stand in a big circle in the gym facing her and each other. She pounded on the piano keys harder. Nothing helped. Other chorus members asked me what was going on. I just told them that our teacher told me to blend. Finally, 2 weeks before the Christmas concert, so really only 4 or 5 practices left, the music teacher came to me and very quietly said, "I'm going to need you to sing at your normal volume." Okay, sure, no problem. There was an audible "oh thank God" from someone in the alto section that day when I started singing. None of the other people in chorus were bad singers, but I guess they had learned to rely on my timing and volume to give them the confidence to perform. Because the improvement was dramatic once I was allowed to sing again. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.